Falen, live from the studios of KCAA Radio in sunny Southern California. This is home of the Southern California lifestyle. This is Julie Talks Money. I'm your host, Julie Falen. I'm going to be joined today, and we're going to have a conversation soon with my guest, Freeman Wang, who is one of the top agents, if not the top agent, with Your Home Sold Guaranteed. But basically, this is what I like to say, the home to the dreamers of the perfect lifestyle. California is also, but on Julie Talks Money, money is our subject. Experts are our teachers, and your financial literacy, freedom, and happy lifestyle is my goal. I'm a total believer in living where you want to live, having some passive income that helps you pay for where it is that you want to live, and we're going to help you get there. Thanks for joining me. Every week, my experts and I bring you tidbits, ideas, clues, and secrets about one of the four things that are the main tenets of this thing: how to make some more money, keep it, grow it, and then protect it. Whether it's real estate investing or the stock market, to inventions or how technology is changing the way we work with money, I'm here to bring you some fascinating, fun, and useful information as Julie Talks Money with experts in real estate, stocks, budgets, insurance, loans, and growing your big fat piggy bank. And I've got a piggy bank here in the studio that is kind of starting me out with things. So, I'd like to start with a few tidbits, as I think you know, if you've listened to the show a lot, if you haven't. Definitely tidbits I think are fun facts to know and tell, and things that others may not know about. The technology, we've talked about technology before, is changing as we know it a lot. Definitely the technology we have a lot of people talking about facial recognition software. They're doing that in airports, they're doing that in a lot of places. And there's a lot of people who are kind of one way or the other about it. And we all know that you can actually use your phone to swipe. You can use Google Pay, Apple Wallet, all kinds of other things, and pay directly from your phone. Essentially, the world is trying to get everybody online to doing things electronically. And the banks don't even want to deal with cash anymore. They just want you to do everything electronically. Well, Amazon is now working on a new payment system that will let you check out at Whole Foods by simply waving your hand over a sensor. So that's definitely some more biotechnology or bioidentification. I don't know if I'm crazy about the idea of having my palm print be recognized in order to be able to pay for something. It seems an awful lot like when you see the Star Trek or the Star Wars movies or any other science fiction things where you had to put your hand up against a door and that would be identified to let you have access. That's an okay thing, I think, for security. But now if all we have to do is wave our hand over a sensor in order to pay for something, I don't know if it's that secure. But it's interesting, and Amazon, of course, is in the forefront of doing a whole lot of different things with new technologies. Let's see, now we're also talking about the gig economy and different ways that you can make some money. Well, this is the 25th anniversary of the premiere of the TV show Friends, which is pretty amazing when you think back to it, and it's been having a huge run on Netflix and a whole lot of other things. Well, you can actually get paid to watch 25 hours of Friends. There's a company that's looking for a Friends-obsessed superfan, or several superfans, to watch 25 hours of the TV show in honor of its 25th anniversary. And in return, internet provider Frontier Communications will pay the said superfan $1,000. Now that's not a bad thing, $1,000 to watch 25 hours of Friends. Well, that could get to be a little bit tiresome, if you're thinking about it. If you're interested, you can call me at 951-327-8108, 951-327-8108, and ask for the link. Or email me at julietalksmoney@gmail and say that you'd like the link to how to watch Friends for 25 hours. So, now, if you like to travel and you have a pet, and we all know that pets are huge business, although you probably don't know that more billions of dollars are spent on cats than on dogs. That might be something to surprise you, and there was a cat convention recently. But we all know it's a multi-billion-dollar business, pets. Well, there is, at Hotels.com, a desire to find a globetrotting canine stuff to review canine hotels. I think I've heard everything. The chosen dog will be required to offer their four-legged insights on his or her favorite walking spots, most comfortable beds, grooming services, and more. And together with their owner, they will post their hotel reviews on Hotels.com. The new position of canine critic will give one lucky hound the chance to try out 10 of the world's most friendly, dog-friendly hotels. Presumably, the owner gets to go with them, and this is all part and parcel of a paid experience. On the work front, there's a new study that says that the less satisfied people are at work, the more likely they are to lie to others at the office. That's according to a recent survey from Simply Hired, which is another one of those job posts we see a lot, whether it's Indeed.com or Work.com, monsters, there's so many of them. But Simply Hired is a new one, and they surveyed 1,000 people, and 41% of them said that if they are not satisfied at work, they will tell at least one white lie a week, which is a lot more than the people who are happy at work, who might tell maybe a white lie once every 2 weeks. No survey has been done on that before. And think about that in your own situation, your own personal life. Are you one of those people who are happy or unhappy at your job? Well, maybe, figuring out how many lies you tell could be a way to determine in your own mind if you're happy or unhappy. Going back, I do little birthdays, but I'm not doing much in the birthday department today, except for friends, being 25 years old since the premiere. But for those of you who remember the Brady Bunch, or who watched the Brady Bunch, or have seen it in never-ending reruns on TV and on Netflix, Susan Olsen, who played Cindy Brady, the youngest of the Brady Bunch kids, is 58. Now, doesn't that kind of blow your mind? You think how old you might be, depending on when it was that you were watching it? And to think that little Cindy Brady is 58 years old is just pretty amazing to me. And we all know that there's been a lot of change in how companies are spending money and what they're doing for marketing and what they're doing for perks and bringing things along. Now, I don't know what they're going to be doing for dogs, but in the way of hotels and resorts, we've all become kind of accustomed to having freebies, whether they're shampoo, shower caps, conditioner, body wash, and that sort of thing, soap, and sometimes we even stock our own personal bathrooms, showers at home. I never do that by taking the stuff home, but they're there. Well, Holiday Inn has announced that as part of their money-saving measures, they are going to stop stocking their bathrooms with those little plastic bottles of shampoo and lotion and so forth. You'll still be able to get some of this stuff at the front desk, evidently, if you want to, and other things like sewing equipment, if you have to have a safety pin or you need to have something to darn the hem of your shorts if you're on vacation. But don't be going to a Holiday Inn expecting to get some of those bottles. You're going to have to go back to packing your own shampoo or buying it wherever it is that you are. Now we're in the back to school season. As you know, it is September. I believe that most kids are back in school now, and it's been a stressful time for parents. Certainly all the stuff with the back to school shopping, getting the clothes, and everything that goes along with that, school supplies. But it's not only students who are stressed about school, that almost 6 in 10 parents are so worried about their child that they've lost sleep in this back to school season. A survey of parents of school-aged children aged 5 to 18 revealed that fully 50% of them, 57% that is, find the back-to-school season to be the most stressful part of the year. More stressful than Thanksgiving, more stressful than Christmas, more stressful than birthdays. If you have a child, let me know if you're feeling that same kind of stress, and if you are really relaxed now because the child is back in school. Although that brings with it its own set of stressors, right? Because now you've got to do all the driving, the carpooling, you've got to be sending them to whatever the private lessons are, or the coaching, or the school things, or soccer, or whatnot. I don't know these days if there's ever not any stress we had. Anyway, we're going to be taking a quick break here because it's the quarter hour, and after that, I am so thrilled that I'm going to be joined with Freeman Wang, who is sitting next to me right now, and we're going to be talking about real estate in the Inland Empire and the San Gabriel Valley and how the market is doing. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Julie Talks Money. This is Julie Falen, your host, and we're on KCAA 1050 AM radio, 102.3 FM, part of the CNBC National Financial News Network, and also you can see us on YouTube and on Spreaker and Tiki Live. You can listen live on TuneIn Radio or streaming at KCAA Radio, streaming.kcaaradio.com. And definitely call if you have some interesting questions, although it's not live, or email julietalksmoney@gmail. As I mentioned before, I have a special guest here with me. His name is Freeman Wang, and he is with our friend Rudy Kusuma and Your Home Sold Guaranteed. Hi, Freeman.
Hi,
Thanks
Julie.
for joining me.
Thank you for inviting.
This is great. Freeman is the top agent over at Your Home Guaranteed, or he was last year anyway, with close to $1 million in commissions. And what is it your gross volume was, I should say, in sales?
Nearly 40 million.
40 million. That's pretty amazing. It's very impressive. And I don't know what's going to happen this year, and hopefully, I wish you the best. I think that the market is definitely changing, and we're seeing that, but it's still been a pretty good market for sellers and buyers right now. You work with both sellers and buyers, or?
Yes, I do. I do both seller and buyers, yes.
But, when we were talking last week, you were saying that a lot of your work is more buyers than sellers, or has been in the last year or two.
Yes, majority of my buyer, the people that I deal with, which is Chinese buyers for internationals. But since 2019, and Chinese government have the control for the money transfer to US, so that I think for the luxury home, I think the market is going to the south. Okay.
Now, you said you're from Shenzhen, is that correct? Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Okay, and that is near Hong Kong.
Nearby Hong Kong.
Right, Hong Kong.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now what are the three major cities there in China that have the highest population? Shenzhen was one, you said?
Shenzhen actually is not.
Oh, it's not? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm really don't have ideas about the population.
Well, you said
but
Beijing.
I know the real estates. Okay.
Okay.
I know
Okay. Let's talk about that.
Shanghai, Shenzhen. I think there's the highest price for Chinese real estate market.
Do most of the buyers that are coming to the U.S. and buying here in your market come from?
To me, yeah, for those cities that I mentioned, and the real estate price is very expensive. I believe I just tell you one just like close when I just come back from China, and then there's not mansion, just basically just a single family home, and then sold like 300 million RMB, kind of like 70 million US dollars, just close.
RMB, that's renminbi? How do you say it?
RMB, yuan, whatever.
Oh, yuan. That's the Chinese currency, right?
Chinese currency, yes.
Okay. So a single family home is how much? 70 million US
70
dollars?
million US dollars closed.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. So what about like a 1,200 square foot apartment?
Yeah, it really depends on the area. But in Shenzhen, because I'm from Shenzhen, I only can talk about Shenzhen. Because you sell an apartment in Shenzhen, you can buy like 1 or 2 luxury home in South California. So
and have money left over, right?
So that's why people are surprised why so many Chinese people come over to buy house easily. I think that's why.
Yeah, I definitely, as you know, I've been in the market. I've done stuff with loans, a lot of foreign nationals, and work with a lot of realtors, or have spoken with a lot of realtors, and everybody, not everybody, but a whole lot of people who have been looking for a house always feel like they're competing with the people who are from China who can pay cash for the houses, and it has been driving prices up, right? And
yes, but that's why our company offer as good as cash. That's targeting the local customers. I think Rudy mentioned that, right? So we have a program to help the local buyers to compete with Chinese buyers. Basically.
Oh, I don't know about that. Tell me what that is about.
Okay. Yeah, because we do help our buyers, local buyers. Anyways, after I figured out the Chinese market going to be an issue for transferring to US to buy a house, I changed my targeting market. So I'm doing mostly local clients right now. So if you compare with Chinese cash buyer, yes, of course, they don't care about the appraisal stuff. They just have money to buy it. So
they buy it.
So local people get frustrated about the price keep going up, and then it's hardly to afford it, right? So our company to offer the helping the buyer structure their offer as good as cash. That way they can compete with those buyers, So
yeah, that's true, and you have to be able to say you're on a fair playing field or feel like you are. And if you've got somebody who sold a house in China for 70 million, you know, they're coming over here, 2 or 3 million is nothing, right? And so how is that a level playing field? So you have to find a
for
way.
money-wise, yes, they can't afford it. But the thing is that the money things, if they cannot wire the money, and then there's nothing.
Can't wire it in, yeah.
Yeah,
and that's
really
what's
hard.
changing now, right?
It's harder and harder. That basically they just block any way to wire the money out.
Yeah, there's a limit on it, isn't there? I think.
For each person annually, you can wire legally $50,000 from China. But
Boy, that's way down.
But before you can wire it, but after they shrink they make it more difficult. I give you 50,000, but I don't have to give you 50,000, at one time. Like, for example, you want to change like $5,000. You want the like 10,000. They said no, I'll give you 5,000 only. So that make things more difficult.
Sounds like, and they're really controlling more. But what is the area that you consider to be your strongest markets? What areas do you work in? I know you do a lot with Irvine.
Yes. I think Irvine is, for the past 4 or 5 years, Irvine's price was like increased a lot, just because a lot of Chinese money in, right? So you see a lot of new built house because they see the huge market from China.
Sure.
But nowadays, and we checking the MLS, there's nearly 900 active listings on Irvine. The reason which is the money thing. If you can wire the money out, then the inventory gonna stop right there.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, that'll be a big shift probably in the market. But where else do you work with sellers and buyers? West Covina, I think, is one you told me. San Gabriel.
Yes. San Gabriel, San Juana, Diamond Bar. We're Chinese people. Pretty active. Yeah.
That's good. Well, that might make it a really good opportunity for people who are sellers who are Chinese to contact you, right? If they're in the mood to move.
Yeah. Because you talk about social media, right?
Right.
Because our company is just like, it's not like normal traditional real estate brokers.
Boy, is that the truth?
Yeah, you're really like marketing company. So that's why we can generate the leads. We can generate the seller buyers. So I think eventually that's good for the team or the company to grow. And I think it's very important.
Now, we know kind of about Your Home Sold Guaranteed because Rudy's been here on the show a couple of different times. Obviously, he advertises with us too. But, one of the things we talk about is that the benefit is that the agents there don't have to do everything. Like most places, if you go to, a Keller Williams or a Remax or some of the other ones, even Sotheby's, the agent is doing everything. They're prospecting for sellers, they're looking for buyers, they're having to do the social media, and they're having, I don't know if you hire a transaction coordinator, what they're doing. How does it work with you? I mean, you can focus a lot more on the client, right? And other people, do you have a team? You have a team that does?
I'm building a team right now, and last year I was like suffer. I closed like 51 deals nearly by myself.
Wow, it's like one a week.
So I'm frustrated. So I changed my target. So for 2019 I started building a team. I currently have 5 team members, and it was basically I still doing whatever I do. And my team member was well trained by Rudy system. I think the system is really important.
Tell us a little more about that system and what your team leaders do, if you would.
The team leader or team member?
The team member.
The team member basically.
And Rudy's model, how that works.
Well, the company is helping them to well train it, follow the system, and then fully equip them. They have a lot of the weapons, dealing with each situations, and basically for the real estate market, matter of supply and demand. Right. So Rudy keep doing like years and years to accumulate a lot of leads, right? In the database. Basically,
people who want to buy it.
Yeah, right. If you have what people want. Buyer want house, and the seller want buyers. Basically, that's the concept. The logic, which is, if you have listings. And you have let's say off-market deals. Now people cannot see on the internet, and then you have a more powerful, right?
Absolutely.
So in for the seller, then if you have a lot of buyers waiting, then they're gonna easily to benefit the seller get the top dollars.
Of course,
Pretty
sure.
much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have people you've got the leads that are there because of Rudy's system, but you also have team people who are looking for others, or if they get an inquiry about somebody who's looking to buy a property through you, or they want to hire you, then the team member takes their information or database.
Well, basically, that's why team is important. And people, the team member in our team, they don't have the prospect, right? They're like, and other brokers, they just teach you the number again. The more door that you knock, and then the more call that you make, then probably you have a better conversion rate. In our team, which is different, because we have overflow leads, because we're using the database. So in our database, like over 50,000, clients. I mean the leads.
Right.
So we have people to constantly calling them to prospect. The team member the only thing team member has to do, which is spend 100% of their time to serve the clients, make them happy. So which is really
That's
really
very
helpful.
unusual too. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, what about those who want to sell and they want to list? Do you do listing presentations?
Yes, I do. That's like back to the logic. When we do the presentations, let's say we do have a buyer, right? Basically, Mr. Seller, you only have one house to sell. You should hire the people who have the most buyer.
That makes sense.
Right, and then we can make a multiple offers situations. Then gonna benefit the seller. I think that's the major point. Then in the presentation we just talk about how we can create a multiple offer situation.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now, you told me when we were talking last week, and some of the conversations we've had over time too, that there is another. It's almost like a listing platform, but it's not the MLS. And you showed me all the stuff in Chinese that I couldn't read, and stuff, and pictures and things. Yeah, I want to talk about that when we come back from the break. But when we talk a little bit about your leads, who else do you have? Do you have other people who handle the paperwork? Do you have other people?
Yes. Our team, because right now when I'm shooting the radio, and then our team, one of my colleague, Josh, is shooting a video, and then he helping us to take a lot of videos, post on the social medias, and also it's a very, very good outcomes for promoting our stuff.
Okay, great. We're going to talk more about that social media and something else that we have special coming up on Friday when we come back. This is Julie Talks Money, and we'll be right back. And I am here in the studio in Redlands, California, at KCAA 1050 with Freeman Wang, who is the top agent at Your Home Sold Guaranteed. He covers Irvine, he's told us, and Diamond Bar and West Covina. We're going to talk a lot more about some of the areas that you cover, too. But we were talking when we left for the break a little bit about, Your Home Sold Guaranteed, and you have thousands of buyers. So that obviously makes you very desirable for somebody who wants to sell their house, right, and to be their agent. You also work, if I'm not mistaken, with Toll Brothers and some of the other builders. And didn't you get an award for like top salesman or some of the other stuff for the new home builders?
Yeah, I was like conceptually, I'm doing Toll Brothers. I'm selling a lot of Toll Brothers new homes, luxury home. As I said, when Chinese buyers they sell a house in China, they can easily afford Toll Brothers luxury homes. So when they went to the super luxury model homes, their heart was melt. So that's the only thing they have to do is just ask us to help them to get it close.
Yeah. Now, when you say that luxury level, what dollar amount are you talking about?
Well, Toll Brothers, everybody, basically people knows Toll Brothers, they specialize doing luxury homes. And I think at least like 1 mil and start,
Okay.
But recently they do have something like a little bit lower amount of productions.
But for the Chinese buyers, hearts to melt, it's what, 2 or 3 million more?
Yeah, if you can have like a 5,000-6,000 square feet of a luxury home, and then in China you only can buy a apartment. So that's why that make a huge difference. Plus, in China, you only can own the property for 70 years, and here it's forever.
So they cannot own the land with their property. They only own the house.
Only 70 years.
What happens if the house burns down or something happens to it? Is there all their money gone, or do they have?
No, they still have insurance.
Okay.
But the ownership basically is like 70 years. Yeah.
So they can't rebuild on that land?
Yeah, that's really up to the governments.
Wow, that's really different. No wonder
Yeah.
they like it here.
Yes.
Stuff. And then also, is it reasonable to believe that a whole lot of people who are Chinese transferred money out of China in the last 2 or 3 or 4 years, so that they have funds somewhere else that they can still buy property here, even though they don't have to take it out of China right now?
No, if the money is outside of China, they still have a possibility. If it's inside of China, then
It's a problem.
That was a problem. Yeah, that's.
Now, what's it? House Club? The House Club or something?
Oh, the House Club is. I'm using House Club as my marketing tool. That's a little bit different with Rudy's system.
And tell us what the House Club is.
The House Club basically is a platform. If you do ask me, then it's a platform. Basically, it serves the agents to promote anybody speak Chinese on WeChat. I think WeChat is also a very powerful tool.
WeChat?
WeChat.
Okay, is that an app?
It's an app.
Okay.
Basically, that's just like Chinese Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Okay, everybody using WeChat. You can, back to your technology things. In China, you don't have to bring the wallet. You just bring a phone, and you can pay with your face. Pay with
your face?
Your face. They have a face recognition for paying the bill.
That's crazy.
So every time I go back right now, I just feeling. I was like, we are behind, right? Because I don't know. Yeah. So I don't, I have to still carry like a bunch of cash, So
right.
In Chinese, that's like, we don't use that. We just basically use a phone, then just, QR code, then paid. So
you show your phone or a QR code, or at any store they have scanners, they have readers.
Yeah, they have readers. Very
what
easy.
about the airport? Do you have
same thing? Anything you can do. Even though the subway stuff, bus, you can just scan it and then you can free to go.
All on your phone and straight to an account somewhere.
Yes.
Okay. What about face recognition at the airport for getting onto a plane? Do they use that also, or do they still search you?
Well, I'm
not you personally.
I don't know about that yet, because that's related to the national security things.
Okay. Okay, so back to the House Club. So, am I saying that right? The House Club. Right?
The House Club, yes.
Okay, so that is a platform that you, as an agent, use. Do buyers use it, or do you send? Is it off market?
Well, basically, they just like Facebook. They kind of like. The app was synchronized to MLS, the multiple service. MLS. So realtor can easily to show the home through the app.
Okay.
Anything on the market, and then any new developer around you, you can just instantly can check it out
by sending them photos of the picture.
Yeah, they just
of the property or the listing, or
everything, just like MLS. They have they synchronize the MLS pictures.
Okay, but everybody can be on the MLS. I can go on as MLS guest, right? I can register.
No, MLS you can't. Only realtor can access.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But this app you can basically, I send it to you. You have every details.
Okay. So, does somebody who's a buyer can't just, and it's not going to be like, if I were to go to somebody's website and say I'm interested in this property, then they'll start sending me properties. They'll send me whatever it is, my criteria in my area.
Yes.
And every realtor in the world can do that, right?
And plus that was translated to Chinese.
Okay, but you're talking about that club, the House Club. Okay.
Yes.
But I can't look that up myself. I can't just. I need to have somebody like you who knows and has these properties from either.
Well,
Chinese
that's for
sellers
MLS. But for us, right now, we're using the app. We can just, send it through WeChat.
Oh, okay. Send it through WeChat.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, the buyer just know all information about the property.
So that's pretty swift. You had a buyer recently. You told me that you just sent some information to, and you had no idea they were interested in. Was it in a vineyard or wine property?
Oh yeah, in Temecula. Because sometimes why technology and social media is so important nowadays for real estate agents. For example, I just post one listings on WeChat, just like Facebook, right? I post it, then I don't even know he's my friend. They just ask me, hey, I really want to see that properties, in Temecula, and basically.
That's not your usual.
That's not my usual area, and then there was like properties on the hilltop, 300-degree view.
Nice, very nice.
So I just threw that social media, then I get that deal done.
But he said, I want it, or he saw it.
We just go, that we go to check, and once they see it, they put the offer, then we get it closed.
And open escrow.
And also WeChat, we have a agent group, right? We can help each other. For example, you have a listing maybe off market, then if we promote it on WeChat, if people like it, then they contact you, then we get it done.
Okay. So that definitely makes you different from most of the other agents around, especially if you're looking for access to the Chinese market, it sounds like to me.
Yes.
And having that stuff and access to WeChat, I probably wouldn't understand it if I saw anything, because you showed me the other stuff and I saw the Chinese characters, the writing.
Yes, that's specialized doing the Chinese, for Chinese market. Yes.
I'm so glad that you brought up digital marketing and social media, because we believe that that's super important, and the radio station obviously feels it's super important, and I don't know how many people know that out there, but this radio station is connected to 28, I think, or 30 platforms on social media, and it will be going out, not just today, but after today too. We'll be able to have this conversation, this video that we're doing, not just my Facebook Live, but there's actually video going on right now on YouTube, and I don't even know all the platforms, but digital media is so very powerful now in marketing. I've mentioned it a lot of times, and I think you heard it too at that other marketing summit that we did. And by the way, we're doing another one this coming Friday in Rosemead, Digital Media Marketing Summit on Friday, that is free to attend. And it's 10 a.m. to 11. We're going to be giving a little bit more information about that. But it really is so important. Who knows you? Like, if people say, I trust Freeman, I want to, if he says that the deal is good, then, I'm going to go ahead and do the deal, right? You share with me that that's some things that have happened to you before, and that trust level is something that not every agent has, right?
Yeah, but basically, we just follow the system, right? Rudy teaches us follow the system. That's why we're very active on the social medias. Actually, after certain amount of time, and people already know you are very dependable and professional agents. So that's why the trust level is gonna increase.
Well, there's reviews too, and let's face it, a lot of people do a lot of reviews.
We focus on return, repeat, and the referrals, right?
Right,
so
nobody wants a bad review. You like the good testimonials.
Yes. That's very important.
Because agents and everybody else put them online too. I don't know if people are aware of this, but you can buy an ad on Yelp. You can hire somebody to give you 20 good reviews on Yelp. So reviews on Yelp are not necessarily legitimate. I always warn people about that. It's good maybe to read them and look at them, but do it with a grain of salt, right? Because it could be that somebody hired somebody else, to write a testimonial, write something, a review on a book on Amazon.
Zillow is very powerful. Zillow, you cannot do, anything scanned. You have to really help the clients, and clients happy to give you reviews.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Yes.
And Redfin, do you ever work with Redfin?
No, Redfin doesn't. I think that's still individual agents.
Individual agents.
Yeah,
okay,
but Zillow is kind of to us it's very important.
Well, they're changing their model, aren't they? Too?
Yeah, they do. So talk about Zillow. Zillow's if Zillow, the monster, want to step into the real estate market, broker market, then it's pretty bad news for the real estate agent, right?
Yeah.
So that's why our system teaches us how to be different, trying to avoid to be eliminated by those technology things.
And also find a way to utilize it to your advantage, I'm sure.
Yes,
as well.
That's why the company teaches us how to negotiate the fee or whatever, and because matter of your value, right? If your value, you don't have a value, then the commission is gonna keep it jobbing, which is not good for the realtors.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit more about that. Well, first of all, I want to say, because I want to do that when we come back from the break, so we'll have to take a break again in
Sure.
just a couple of minutes. But when you're talking about working with a lot of other real estate agents, so you're not necessarily competing with every other real estate agent, right? That's out there?
Well, from my perspective, I like to network with realtors. Let's say this,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I think if like more source, more channel to get the new listing or buyers, you know, and I think it's eventually it's good for our clients.
Yeah, I think so, absolutely. You know, and even in a traditional real estate office, most agents, it seems like, are competing against each other.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
They're all door knocking, maybe the same area, maybe farming. Do you farm at all in a certain area? And
No,
somehow-
that's why I joined Rudy, because Rudy promised us, hey, you can join my team. I have clients, so basically you don't have the door knocking, you don't have the prospecting.
Mhm.
That's how attract me, and then I follow Rudy's system, and I think it's getting there, and pretty good.
Yeah, I think that too. I look forward to hearing that when we come back too. And we'll talk a little bit more about that social media, the Digital Media Marketing Summit. Thanks.
Sure.
This is Julie Talks Money. We'll be right back. Julie Falen here with Freeman Wang from Your Home Sold Guaranteed, top agent at Your Home Sold Guaranteed, and also the one who has the biggest insight for me to the Chinese market and to the market of the buyers who are coming from China and what's happened with that. And we've been talking a little bit about the effect of what the government has done in China, changing the market, and maybe more properties on the market in Irvine. But when we went for the break, you were talking a little bit about working with other agents, and I mentioned that I know some others who were, kind of competing in the same area and doing the door knocking and trying to find the stuff. Like you said, Rudy's system, you don't necessarily have to do that. But I also don't see that many realtors networking with other realtors. But it sounds like it's really good, especially like with WeChat and having that app, so that the other agents who have property, you can find out about that for your buyers.
Yes, that's why we network with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We just share the source. For example, I'm signing a listing, and then a lot of agents using the social media, maybe through WeChat, Facebook, everybody promoting for you. Each agent have their own clients,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's easier for me, the listing agent, to sell my listing.
That makes sense, because more buyers that you have, and the more people that expose your listing to it.
Yes.
And I guess the same is true in reverse, right? You have the buyers, and
If I do have a buyer, okay, for example, we have a group, agent network group, and then I just tell them, hey, I'm looking for St. Gabriel 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Mhm.
Okay, no pool and big lot. Who has that listing? Not on the internet.
Mhm.
And people has it, probably they just sign in the contract, they just let me know. And then we have the earliest notice that we have the thing coming soon. Probably
Yeah.
we can just throw the buyers, not even put the listing on the market.
almost like a pocket listing, right?
Yeah, you can say this, yes.
Yeah. Hmm. But it's like a Chinese pocket.
Unnecessarily, Rudy have all kind of.
No, okay, we'll talk about that. No, I'm just talking about some of the ones with the other, the other Chinese agents that you work with, and obviously with the club. And I intend to go to that at some point. Network with that group and meet some of those folks too. Again, a lot of it is basically working with technology, and not necessarily social media that way, but definitely digital, and they know who you are, right? Obviously you're going to go network with them too, but you communicate pretty much regularly, don't you, through either WeChat or your phone?
Yeah,
Something
phone
with
is
the
very important to me. I cannot live without my phone.
Well, especially if you're in China and paying for everything.
Exactly. If you don't have a phone, probably just like homeless.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't do anything.
Terrible. And I said before, we're going to be doing a digital media marketing summit, and Freeman has already been with one. We're talking about how important it is for people to know who you are. Clearly, a lot of people know who Freeman is, and he has worked very hard to do that, especially within the Chinese market, using WeChat, using Chinese Facebook. Do you use regular Facebook also?
Yes, I do. Basically, my Facebook is targeting to my local clients, and then WeChat pretty much is doing international.
International clients,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, and definitely now you'll be able to have this on YouTube to reach some more clients too. But at that summit, which is coming up on Friday, September. I should know the date. Don't, but I think it's the 9th. No, the 17th. 17th at 10 a.m. in Rosemead, and you can contact us for the details at julietalksmoney@gmail. But it is Rosemead at the offices of Your Home Sold Guaranteed, which is on Mission Drive, isn't that right?
Yeah.
What's the address? Just tell us.
That was like A932 Mission Drive, Suite 102 in City of Rosemead, California.
Okay, perfect. We're going to be doing that. It's short, it's free, and you can learn basically how to become more known using digital platforms, using radio, using YouTube, using Spreaker, all the other things. We'll be talking talking about that, and Freeman will be talking there too, and stuff, and how to use your phone, and stuff.
I'm sorry?
Yep, I don't know. There's somebody here in the studio who's talking to us, and we don't really know what he's saying because you can see got headsets and can't necessarily hear stuff. But anyway, I encourage you to go. Definitely encourage you to go, and you can also call at 951-327-8108, 951-327-8108. But to register, please call 626-789-0159, and that's the office of Your Home Sold Guaranteed. 626-789-0159 and ask to talk to New, and we'll get you down on that. So anyway, back to the stuff with working with different real estate agents and with Toll Brothers. Do you find that, what kind of percentage of your business do you get from your efforts and Rudy's buyers and stuff versus working with other agents? Can you even break that down, or is it just all part of everything that you do?
Basically, I'm doing what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And Rudy, since we have overflow leads, mm-hmm. so that's why sometimes he helped me to fit my team members to grow. Mm-hmm. So for the percentage, I'm doing like, before I'm doing like 80% of Chinese foreign international buyers, mm-hmm. but right now I'm doing like half and half, local and internationals. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Do you have a specific mortgage person that you use, or who understands Chinese, who also is Chinese, or do you work with more than one? For mortgage, our company have our inside brokerage. Mm-hmm. And for me, international loan, I'm using Sterling Bank. Okay. And pretty much, and I have to make sure the loan's secure.
Yeah, of course. Now tell me about Golden Week. What is that?
Golden Week is like Chinese Independence Day, just like July 4th.
Oh, okay.
And every year like that, and that's the busiest season for Chinese people coming over to shopping real estate, because that's very long vacations.
They come here?
They come here nearly a week.
Oh, okay.
To make the deal happen. Yeah.
So you must really have to hustle during that week.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about right now because I have a team. Because sometimes they're looking for Irvine, they're looking for Arcadia and Gabriel. Then since I have the team, then I don't have to, I'm the human being that I cannot be, two places in 1 hour. So mm-hmm. so I think that's really, it's really benefit me. I can serve the client better.
And the people who are in China, you probably have connections with them, a lot of them, or they know to contact you so you can set some of these things up in advance, I'm guessing?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that's another thing good about social medias. Sometimes I have a client referral by another client, right? Mm-hmm. Then we basically just communicate on the social medias. And then even though we never met, but we have probably like a month or two conversations or maybe FaceTime stuff. Mm-hmm. Then when they come in here, then we just like a friends. So when we trying to see the property, they already give you enough trust. Mm-hmm. So,
well, a lot of that I'm sure is from previous clients too. Call Freeman. He's my guy over there.
Yes, right? Yes. I got 90% of one of my clients was like referred.
Yeah.
So I'm glad.
Once again, it really is who knows you. Right?
Yes.
And because those are the people who are going to be referring you and get you more business instead of you having to go out constantly.
Yeah, referrals are very important. And also we donate partial of income to the children's hospitals. So.
Oh, that's terrific. That's wonderful.
I think that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then when people come over, you must be very, very busy. Why would they come in that particular week more than any other time, Golden Week?
Yeah, because it's vacation. They have 7 days off, you know.
Okay, like
in
for
the U.S.
the
they don't have like a week of vacations, but in China, they have I think there's two Golden Weeks. One is in October. One is in beginning of the year, because that's Spring Fest for the New Year, Chinese New Year. They also have like nearly 10 days or whatever vacations. So,
we really need to get more vacation back.
Yes,
we
do.
used to have 2 weeks or 1 week, definitely, or one week 2 times a year. In this country, a lot of companies, and unfortunately, it's been cut back, or so many people feel like they can't afford to take the time and take the vacations, because they might lose their job. Fortunately, that's not happening so much anymore, but still have to do that.
That's why they need you, because you talk about money. You have to invest.
Exactly, right. And it'll give them more vacation time, because it's not like retirement time. It's just money that they, they'll have more money to be able to spend their time in leisure or travel.
Sure.
Now, when is Chinese New Year?
I think beginning of they don't like just like the set date, so they nearly most of the time it's like February.
February, okay.
End of January or middle of February.
So I understand there's a big Chinatown in Riverside, and I think also maybe St. Gabriel or Rosemead area, Chinese population. Is there a big celebration?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know about the Riverside, but I know in city of Alhambra, Montreal Park, St. Gabriel Valley is like all kind of a celebration for Chinese New Year's. Yes,
that's great. So then you can meet a lot more clients there, potential buyers and sellers.
Yes, I'm trying.
Okay, I'm sure you're good. Well, I think that's been it for this week in this episode. Freeman Wang, thank you so much for being here in the studio with me. I really appreciate it. I know you had to travel to come here, too. And I think that everybody should know who Freeman is. Again, they can contact you at Your Home Sold Guaranteed, right?
Yes, call 626-789-0159.
Say that one more time.
Area code 626-789-0159.
And then they can talk to you, Freeman Wang, and learn how they can actually get into the Chinese market and talk to people, whether Chinese or American. You got lots of properties available. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you'll come back.
Sure, thank you so much, Julie.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And this is Julie Talks Money. We'll be back next week with another fantastic guest for you. Again, call 951-327-8108. 951-327-8108. And lastly, 951-327-8108 for questions, comments on the guest, what you'd like to hear and see on other shows, or email me at julietalksmoney@gmail.com. Look forward to talking to you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.